Hi guys and girls, welcome back to my channel, Life and Literature. Today I'm going to be reviewing the book According to Yes by Dawn French. If this is something you'd be interested in, I am going to do a spoiler video, so if this is something you would like, then please keep on watching. And let's go ahead with the video. So this book, I got this because I saw a lot of people when it came out online were reviewing it, and I also like Dawn French, so I saw her on TV promoting the book and I saw a lot of people giving it really good reviews, and it says at the top #1 bestseller. So I thought, I love Dawn French, this sounds like an interesting book, I'll buy it and I'll give it a read. I will read you the blurb. Manhattan's wealthy Upper East Side has its own rigid code of behaviour, one strictly adhered to by the Wilder Bingham family. Emotional displays unacceptable, unruly behaviour definitely not welcome, fun no thanks. So when Rosie Kitto, I think it's Kitto or Kitto, an eccentric primary school teacher from England, bounces into the fortress of restraint with a heart as big as the city, the family quickly discovers that she hasn't read the rule book. After a lifetime of saying no, what happens when everyone starts saying yes? When this book came out, I had just started watching Gossip Girl, and obviously they're from the Upper East Side, so I was sitting there thinking, well, this book, I'm going to love it because I love watching this show, I really love it. I love it when a character's English because it's fun to see also that dynamic between British and English humour. So I thought this is going to be the book for me. I'm going to do a spoiler video because the first thing I'm going to say, which not everyone may agree on, but this is the first book that I am going to review, that I'm going to openly say I really didn't like. I really didn't enjoy this book. I really thought that the characters were not three-dimensional, they were so flat, they were boring, and at times I just wanted the book to end. And I have never ever, when I've read a book, even if I've started to not like it, I've never stopped reading it. The only reason I don't do that is because I think you have to give the book a fair shot, and sometimes I will leave the book for a couple of days and I will go back to it. But with this book, I found I would put it down for weeks and then pick it back up. And then I'd be like, okay, no, I've got to try this again. I'd read a couple of pages and thought, I can't do this. And I kept going, and I kept pursuing it because I thought at some point there is going to be some light at the end of the tunnel. There is going to be some moral bridge or something. But the characters were very predictable. The story was very predictable. And when I feel like a book is like that, it actually gets quite boring. So what I will tell you is Rosie is the main character. She goes to America and she becomes kind of like a live-in nanny, but also kind of like part helping with the house, daily run-ins and things and everything like that. Now what I found throughout is you get introduced to the other characters. So you have Glenn, who's the mum or the grandmother. So she's the top of the household. She deals with everything. She is the main boss, so to speak. So you've got Glenn at top, then you have her husband, which is Thomas, then you have Kemble, who is the son of Glenn and Thomas, and then Kemble has 3 children. He has 2 twins who are 8, and he has an older son who's 18. So the 2 youngest are Thomas, who's known as 3, and Kemble, like Kemble Jr. or Kemble 2, who's known as Red. And then you've got the eldest son is 18 years old and he's known as Edward, but they call him Teddy. So it's really annoying because you have their 3 sons which all have names but all have nicknames. So that I didn't like because I feel like already you're making it complicated for the characters, the fact they all have different nicknames and different names, and sometimes they can be referred to either, which that already bugged me a little bit, I'm gonna say, because I like characters having nicknames, that's fine, but I don't think you should have 3 supposedly main / supporting characters all having nicknames as well as names. So you've got all these characters, and the story progresses with different interactions that Rosie has with each. Now, it's quite strong throughout that Glenn, this mother figure, is quite unapproachable, she's quite mean, she's quite hard on all the boys, and it's evident throughout that she was brought up in quite a strict household, and that's what she expects from hers. But Rosie coming in, she is not like the normal people they are used to, or people of their culture, being up at Eastside, but, or whatever you want to call it, because they are just, well, Glenn especially is just rude and a snob, and she is mean and cruel for the sake of it. Now, the first interaction Rosie properly has is with her husband, or Glenn's husband, Thomas. Thomas, it seems like a really sweet, lovely character. He's probably the only character that was actually like bearable to read about. But in a turn of events, Rosie and Thomas start sleeping together, which made no sense because it came out of the blue. There was no build up to it, there was no hinting at it. It was suddenly, I think she got a note, she turned up at the door and he answered, and then they slept together. And I think in an own special way, Rosie was being a character to kind of build Thomas to be more developed, away from his wife. Right. So yeah, she starts sleeping with the granddad, Thomas, and they start building like a nice sweet friendship. And then, turn of events, she looks after the 2 little boys. She does a camping kind of trip. It's not really a trip, they go to the roof and they camp up there, and the 18-year-old Teddy, he comes up with them. He ends up going into the tent of Rosie, quite sad about the fact he's going to school and he's a virgin, and she sleeps with him out of pity. So she sleeps with him. Then she has an interaction, I think it goes that way, I think it's him first. Then it goes to, she has an interaction with Kemble, the son of Glenn and Thomas, and she ends up sleeping with him as well, because what happens is he tries to rape her. He tries to force her to have sex with him, and she refuses and stops him. Then he gets really emotional and upset, so she lets him sleep with her anyway, and then he turns out to be gay. So that whole storyline was completely pointless, as well as uncomfortable to read. It almost made me hate her character, because to show a character so almost unfazed in a way about the treatment she just received, and then actually give in to someone of that nature thinking she's trying to be nice or sweet or understanding, is actually very... it's one of them times where you want to pick up the character from the book and you want to shake them and go, what are you doing? Because this is insane. And I felt that about Rosie's character at that point, and I thought, you have slept with 3 generations of this woman's family, and even though Glenn is shown to be a really horrible, narcissistic, mean, cruel person and woman, you hate her. You hate Rosie more than her. They're showing almost Glenn in this horrible person or whatever, but then she's brought to such awful circumstances, which I don't think anyone deserves, to have their husband, their son and their grandson all sleep with the same woman. And then what happens? She gets pregnant. Of course she gets pregnant, but she doesn't know who the father is. I hated this book. I thought the writing, to be fair, Dawn French, lovely person. I think she's a great personality. but the writing was very plain. The characters, as I said, were very two-dimensional. They weren't relatable at all. You didn't really... I don't think it's a case of you should be always rooting for the main character, but when you're having to hear it more from one person's point of view, then you have to somewhat like them. You have to tolerate them to finish the book. And I think when you don't like the main character quite early on, then your instinct is to put the book down. And I would say this book took me on and off for about a year. And then when I read at the end, I'm going to save you the trouble because I was fuming when I finally finished this book. So after all of this, these ups and these downs and all these things, she falls pregnant, she has the baby, and it ends. It ends. There is no knowing, there is no hinting about who the dad is. That is the one thing that got me to the end of the book, and you don't even find out who the father is. So I'm so sorry if you enjoy this book or you love Dawn French, but I hated this book. I thought it is the first book in a very long time. If I would ever have the moral to actually ever burn a book, it'd be this book. I'm sorry. It's really not the book for me, and if you don't like cliffhangers, especially when the whole book is leading up to that point and then they don't tell you anyway, I just think it's pointless. In the nicest way possible, I think it is a bit of a pointless read because there is no bigger picture, there is no character development other than Thomas, who is the grandfather, other than his wit and his humour kind of showing through. Other than his character, I thought all the other characters were horrible. I thought they were boring, and I really, really wish I could have given it a better review. I really wish I could have liked the book because I think she's done a couple others books, but it's not a good book. So if you can, save yourself time. If you would actually like to see why I gave it the review I did and you want to see for yourself, then by all means I think you should buy the book and give it a try. Tell me if it annoys you as much as it does me, or tell me if there's another angle you think that I missed maybe. But I'm sorry I didn't enjoy it. But I hope you enjoyed this video somewhat, even though it was a bit of a bad review. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, then please thumbs up down below. And if there is any other books you would like me to review, or any other comments or anything you would just like to make, then please comment down below. I love to hear anything that anyone has to say. And I will see you soon with another video. Bye.